My name is Jamie Lalonde. I'm the principal at Farmington High School. I've actually been at Farmington High School for 25 years. We have used KIDaccount for several years, and so the high school actually uses it for our visitors, but we also use it to track students that visit other campuses, which has been a game changer for us because we have to assume that when a student leaves our campus that they go where they're supposed to go. So we not only wanted to track where students are going between campuses, but now it's been a true gift to be able to tell where they are when they're on our campus as well. We had a lot of inconsistencies. We do have a staff of 118 people, and as we try to monitor students in the hallway and make sure that they are where they're supposed to be, it is a safety concern. If an emergency were to happen and we had kids scattered everywhere, even if we had a consistent handwritten HallPass, you're still not going to know exactly where students are. And we were struggling to get our staff to send students with a consistent HallPass. You know, somebody would send with, a wooden HallPass, someone would do a handwritten HallPass. And it was really hard for us to tell where these students were supposed to be. As many schools across the state, the country, obviously vaping has been a huge issue on our campus. And we've tried a lot of different things like closing our restrooms and limiting restroom use and all these different things to try to target that. But it still doesn't give us that consistent data that a digital HallPass will, because now we can actually track, when our vape sensors go off, and if these things are happening, it's very clear who's in the restrooms at those times. And we loved this idea of this so that we could start seeing some patterns in that behavior. We already had safety and support plans in existence on our campus because we do have students that sometimes, cannot be around each other for whatever reason, and those have consistently grown over the years. And so prior to HallPass, we were just sending emails with copies of the safety plan and relying on our teachers to remember at all times who couldn't be where, when. If you have a substitute or if anything changes in that classroom, you're trying to teach, it's a real challenge to maybe remember all of that. What HallPass does for us, it takes me about 30 seconds to create a group that cannot be together. And the minute a teacher tries to issue a HallPass, it's just right there in front of them, black and white. Sorry, we can't issue a HallPass at this time. Doesn't go into a lot of the juicy details that people don't need. It just basically says that pass is not available at this time, and it takes no effort to set that up in HallPass, and it's been very cool. The teachers have been really excited about that feature. Anytime we do anything new, I always worry about the stress level it might cause for teachers. But the minute we did some training with KIDaccount, they instantly started using it, like right away. I would say of our 118 teachers, we had some paraprofessionals we didn't train, and they were coming to me later and be like, I want to do this, I want to learn how to do this. And I think it's just across the board, actually made things easier for our teachers. I figured our students were going to get really sassy about it, and because I already think that, joke that school is a prison, we can do nothing. But when you have a conversation with them and explain to them, hey, this may mean you get your bathrooms back. This may mean that we actually can figure out, who is vaping in our restrooms, because we have 1,300 students at Farmington High School, and we probably only have 20 or 30 that consistently vape in our bathrooms. But we end up punishing the masses over that. And our student body is kind of tired of that, and I don't blame them. So once you can give them feedback like that, it kind of makes them go, you know what, you might be right. This might be a good thing. As far as the technology and ease of it, kids just jumped on right away. And as we started with a small pilot, and as teachers across the campus started doing it, most of the kids were like, yeah, we do this in so-and-so's class. Yeah, we do this, we got this. One of the coolest parts about the training that KIDaccount offers is a 20-year veteran teacher offers that training, because Kim is a veteran teacher and she can troubleshoot problems that the rest of us may not be able to. Even though I'm in a building, I don't always see the struggles that staff members are having in trainings and the problems that may occur. And so Kim is able to watch for those struggles and see it truly from a classroom perspective, and able to immediately come up with solutions that KIDaccount can work on for later. So one of the greatest things that I have noticed about HallPass by KIDaccount is the customer service that we have. We have everyone's email, we have a live document, and we can almost get an answer within 5 minutes every time that we have struggles. And I really, really love that about HallPass and KIDaccount, because we're not left to figure out our problems on our own. Over the years, I've been to lots of conferences, lots of professional development where somebody's always trying to sell a digital HallPass. And when I start digging into it a little bit, I've always found that it seemed a little overwhelming. But the ease of being able to bring this to our campus and use HallPass by KIDaccount has been, it has been very refreshing. I think with its features and the fact that they have simplified it as much as you possibly could, that I would say that any school that didn't give it a shot would be, that would be a mistake. I would recommend HallPass by KIDaccount to any secondary principal because high schools have a lot of moving parts, and as education changes a little bit, safety is always the #1 concern. And not only can you tell where your kids are on your own campus, when they visit other campuses, you know where they are as well. And that is a #1 thing for any principal of any secondary school, is to make sure that your students are safe at all times, and HallPass by KIDaccount really makes sure that that can happen.